The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits. What's happening, Octo family? We're going to take a look at some Bitcoin crypto plays that I want to get out there before it's just too darn late for all the rest to catch up to Bitcoin. $25 free Bitcoin. Gotcha that. Buying crypto for dummies. Potential 10x your money. Retail bros optics come together. What does that mean? Well, what I'm getting at is I am looking at this through a retail vision. How are they going to look at this? That's how most people are going to look at this. Most people aren't going to dive in for 2 years and get knowledgeable and look up every single company and every single detail before they buy. They're going to use retail optics. They're going to look at about 5, and whichever 1 or 2 or 3 kind of sound good, they just go, whatever, I'll just get that. That's how most buyers are going to do it. Let's see if we can't come up with some winners. Warning, this is going to be retail optics. So just keep that in mind. This isn't, again, hardcore valuations, anything like that. If you want exposure to a bunch with still not buying any, please watch my video here. If you haven't, it's called New Crypto Stock to Buy Now, Bitwise. This one gives you exposure to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Chainlink, Stellar, EOS, Tezos, Cosmos, a bunch of other random ones. So if you want to do that, that's always an option. Watch that video though. How to actually buy the physical, but not really physical, non-ETF coins though. So this is not going to be something you can buy on Charles Schwab or Fidelity or anything like that. If we get picky, and Mara and Riot just aren't cool enough for us. So we've talked about Mara and Riot a ton. They're already ripping, of course. But we want something else. We want more different, weird exposure to different, weird coins. Why not? What if we could like own them and trade them for stuff? I know you want to get in. Let's do it. Coin data. It's going to give us the answers we're looking for here. Where I pulled this up from was actually CoinGecko, coingecko.com. You can go there and check it out. There's also a bunch more links down in the description. If you go to this website here, this is actually my website. You can read this whole script and go through all this and look at the data that I did find. This is what I really think most folks are going to be looking at. Is right here. Number 1, price. We've talked about this before. People want the cool factor. They want to be able to say, I own at least 1 Bitcoin. I own Ethereum. I own a PolkaDot, a Litecoin. Not many people can afford a Bitcoin right now. It's $29,000 when I put this in. I think it broke 30 already. I started this last night. I think it's already 32. How many folks out there can really afford 32 grand right now for a Bitcoin? Not that many. Now, of course, there are brokers and ways where you can buy percentages of Bitcoin for sure, but people like to own the whole coin. Not only that, the retail optics are going to look at this like, oh, that's already way too high. That's already run. Why would I buy that? It's already too high. Why don't I buy something that could get that high? That's what we're looking at. With that being said, we're also gonna skip Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum by far are the biggest out there. The most money is in those. They're also the most expensive. We want to find the ones that aren't 100% cool yet, but could maybe at least head towards those and maybe multiply our money a little bit faster. Hopefully we can get to 10x before Bitcoin, right? Because to get Bitcoin to 10x, it's going to take a ton of money from here. Also, we can bring up here in this chart, these are great. There's a couple sites, like I said, on here, but there's also volume they show, which is great, and then circulating supply. And that's going to be, from the stock people, that's like outstanding shares. So if you see over here, like Bitcoin, there's only 8 million Bitcoin out there. But when you get to something like XRP, there's 45 billion XRP coins, let's call them, out there. So there's that share dilution and stuff like that. But we've talked about that with stocks. Most people don't look at that. They just look at the fact that XRP is 23 cents and Bitcoin is 30 grand a coin. Which one do you think most retail are going to go after? XRP? I think so. So what I did here is try to find the lower kind of medium ones that I think have room to run. We're going to go over PolkaDot, Litecoin, Cardano, Chainlink. If y'all been around for a while, you'll know that I blatantly admit that I am not a crypto master. I don't know all the super technical lingo, and I haven't studied it for long enough. I'm more of a stock guy, but regardless, I see the money in it. I understand that. I understand people's perceptions. So what we're going to talk about first is the stock memeable? This might sound absolutely ridiculous to you, but what if I told you there's a stock out there that is literally based off a meme? What's a meme? We've talked about like internets with writings, internet pictures with writings, GIFs. There's one called Dogecoin. You ever seen this dog on the internet? Any of the GIFs out there? There's a Digicoin just for this dude. This plays into our factor. Why? Because people are pouring money into Dogecoin. Can you believe it? It's a cryptocurrency based on the popular Doge internet meme and features the Shiba Inu on its logo. When I first heard about this, I thought it was literally just a meme and people were just making fun of it. I didn't realize there was actually a literal coin in this that people were buying. So this actually blew my mind. It started out as a joke, of course, but it became something a little bit more different when people started putting quite a bit more bucks into it. In January 2014 is when it started with a capitalization of $60 million. Compared with other cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin had a fast initial coin production schedule. 100 billion coins were in circulation by mid-2015. Here's the other problem with this one is that you can just keep printing these coins. A lot of these other ones you can't. So it's kind of like we talk about devaluation of the U.S. currency, or all the worldwide currencies. Whenever they print money and hand it out to people, that dollar is not worth $1 anymore. It's worth maybe 95 cents, 98 cents. It devalues. So a lot of these coins, they don't allow it to be devalued anymore. But this one, they definitely do. So this one can just be pumped to eternity. But you look at the pricing layout on this thing, it's going for 0.0068 cents. It was up 40% yesterday. Today, I think it ripped a little bit more, and then it just started tanking. This is obviously probably one of the sketchiest ones out there. I don't even know if you can buy stuff with this. Like most of these other coins, you can go on some random places. Like PayPal's adopting a bunch of the coins and things like that. You can actually like buy stuff off eBay, but can you buy stuff with Dogecoin? I don't even know. Regardless, we have to pay attention to this because people are pumping. The trading volume here is showing $489 million of money is in there. If you look down here at this graph, we're still not even sitting at all-time highs. I believe this is 2017. This thing went all the way up to 1.9 cents-ish. It's not even at a cent yet. So people are taking profits now today, but look at this graph. Technically could come and rip all the way to here again. The big problem with them is that, again, they can just print to eternity. I like this one because it's funny, but not because it involves my money. And I haven't done enough research on this one to even find if you can buy stuff with it. So I don't know. I don't like this one. It's really a meme. I think it's funny. It's cool. But I don't know if I could put money into it. I do need to do more research. Let me know if you can actually buy stuff. Can you buy stuff on eBay with them or buy something anywhere with them? I don't know. Yeah, but is it on StockTwits, bro? I've talked about this before. It's the trend stuff. You got to look at this if you really want to get a macro bird's eye view of how stuff is going. Dogecoin, there is 22,934 followers on StockTwits. If you don't know what StockTwits is, it's a website for stocks. It's known for not being that credible. It's just like the crazy pumping up stuff for the most part. There are some good guys in there, and there are some good due diligence and information, but for the most part, it's just pump. It's just ridiculous. But regardless, price has gone up 114.92% lately. The message volume is up 546% lately. I don't know if this is in the past day or month or what, but it's too cool. It's also too cool for me. It's already too cool. First comment on there you can see is DOGE is 3 cents is the next target. He wants to get to 3 cents. So what is that like? 30x your money or something like that. Will it get there? I don't know. The Google searches, I've talked about that. You got to look this stuff up. Google searches down. Why? The Google searches are down on this. You can see over here, they were actually ramped up, but look what happened. See how the Google searches just are tanking right now? Guess what else? You can correlate the price of it today. But this was actually a leading indicator for us. The Google trend searches here. This told us before the stock went down. It got hyped up, people stopped caring, and it tanked. Very interesting to me. That's the other reason I'm saying it's already been pumped lately. I want something that hasn't totally pumped yet. We're going to get into two that I like. PolkaDot, y'all heard of that? I love that name. Versus Litecoin. Now, Litecoin, with my limited experience in the sector here, I've heard about Litecoin. Litecoin is always one I've heard of. I'm like, okay, cool. Litecoin, I'll remember it. I just do because people are talking about it. So that means something to me. The perfect example, these are darn close to the amount of money actually invested in them. But look at the price, and the last column, shares, are way off. So to match these up, if they had the same amount of shares, PolkaDot would be at $115. Right? But there's way more shares of PolkaDot. So there is 896 million shares of PolkaDot. But there's only 66 million of Litecoin. But here's the deal. To retail, they don't even get that far. They just look and see Litecoin is $125, but PolkaDot is only $8.51. Which one do you think they're going to buy? The $8.51 one? Because they're like, okay, that's I can get like 5 of those. I can buy 2 of those. 5, 10, whatever. I can buy 10 PolkaDots. I'd rather have 10 PolkaDots than 1 Litecoin. That's how most people are going to think. But if you calculate it, they're almost at like the same-ish price. Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. PolkaDot does it trend though? Does it trend? This is what I like to see. Check this out. So PolkaDot, all the different ways to search it. We had a spike back in, I don't know, August it looks like. We had a spike in DOT. And then it came down and it's been chopping, but it's got big chops. Because see, before that, these were small little chops. Now realize this thing actually is new too, which is another plus. And I think it was just coming out there, like maybe May, March, somewhere around there is when it's coming out. But look what's happened after this big old chops here. Trends, see this? Boom, up, up, up. PolkaDot coin, PolkaDot crypto is what we're searching for here. Pretty interesting. Looking at people paying for ads. So people trying to get your money by taking you to other places, reverting you in and out. People trying to make money on PolkaDot right now. There's actually a decent amount of fluff. There's a decent amount of people trying to get you to buy it. Usually this gets big before it's cool, because once it's already really cool, it's too expensive for people to make ads because there's too much competition in the ad space. So right now, to rank for PolkaDot crypto, to be in the first 4 positions of Google, you'd have to pay about $5 to Google per click you got on your site. Once that starts getting up to the 10, the 20 range, it's just so competitive, it's too far gone. You can use that to rank, to rate stuff, right? Yeah, but how is it on StockTwits, bros? Check it out. There's only 1,461 people following on StockTwits. That's super low, super low. Message volume, though, is up 18%. That's good, but it's not up like 700% yet, like the DOGE coin, right? I don't want to get in some that's already got a message volume of 700, 500% in the past month, because it's already pumped. It's already pumped. The price today, or maybe yesterday, was up 13%, which is fantastic. We've got a crypto coach on our Discord, and he was the one actually telling about this. So we've actually been getting into this one. A lot of them actually helped me out with this video. He's going to help me out on another one that's going to be a lot more professional. It's not going to be retail optics. It's going to be like crypto bros that are in this looking at it, those optics. But regardless, it's good to know about this one. I like it. Here's the top comment, or the most freshest comment on StockTwits. This guy Kagabyte said, "DOT and DOGE. This is clearly the year of crypto, and I'm so glad I'm already in a few positions, bro." So this guy likes DOT and DOGE. Why is this important? I think it's important because a lot of the DOGE people are into hype trend stocks. They're easily sold to buy the new upcoming thing. So people are already correlating them together. And we've seen how many people, though, are already hooked up with DOGE. That's huge following. If we can get half those people over to DOT and get in before DOT is cool. See what I'm getting at? Check this out. From EthereumWorldNews.com today, they said PolkaDot's price and tweet volume at all-time high levels. This came out today. Quick take, PolkaDot has silently risen to the number 6 spot on coin marketplace cap. Its value recently hit an all-time high and could repeat it in the days to follow. PolkaDot's tweet volume is also at all-time high levels. As investor interest grows, the digital asset of PolkaDot has had an eventful past week in the crypto markets by almost doubling its value since the 25th of December. Pretty interesting. But again, we're only at like $9, $9-ish. We're gonna move on to Litecoin now. This is another one that, just in my limited research, I've known about Litecoin for years. I know nothing about it other than the name. It tells me it's got a pretty good name. I'd say so. How about the searches for Litecoin? I like that. Why? Check it out. Up. You see this? The past like 2 weeks. Now Bitcoin was ripping before this, and it wasn't trending as high. So some recent catalyst or whatever's happening with Litecoin, it's getting a lot of love. I think it's because of the XRP dump. Because remember, XRP has got some very bad news lately, and people were exiting XRP to look for something else. I still think XRP might be a decent play, but I think it's not at the bottom yet, so we'll talk about that another time. But check this out. Litecoin is very well known too, which is good and bad, but 65,000 watchers on StockTwits. Message volume down 3.6%. But the stock went up 8.8% yesterday, so it's still ripping, man. If I can make 8% on my money daily, if I can make half that daily, sign me up. Every week, I would take it. Every month, an account you could forget about, imagine that. That's what keeps me up at night. First comment, not top comment, but first comment on that was from Mr. Swaggy Pants. He says Litecoin is honestly comical that people call Litecoin silver to Bitcoin gold. Bitcoin's sitting at 50% higher than its all-time highs. All right. Litecoin sitting at 30% of its all-time highs. So this means a lot right here too, because this is showing that people are correlating gold and silver to Litecoin. I've actually heard that correlated with Ethereum, not to Litecoin. But to see that people are correlating Litecoin too, it's got a good following. It's got a good backing. There's probably a lot of long bulls on this. Next one we're going to talk about is Chainlink. Link. Look at the searches here. It hasn't done much. This had a spike in June or something like that, but lately, I mean, it's gone up a tiny bit, but nothing like Litecoin. Litecoin's getting ready to take off. Chainlink, it's still not that cool. Now, this could, again, mean two things. It's just not ever going to be cool, or it's just not cool yet. So maybe it's a better time to get into Chainlink. You think? As far as people paying for ads for this, they're not really. It's low volume. To rank number 1 right now on Google for ads is $4.25, which is less than PolkaDot. Isn't that weird to you? It's telling, and remember, the volume of PolkaDot's low. So again, that confirms even the people that are paying for ads know the sector very well. And if they're willing to pay more to show up for PolkaDot, that kind of tells me something. I think this is the one that's going to be coming up next. Chainlink, there's 9,737 watchers on StockTwits. Message volume up 3%, price up 3%. So it's just, again, it looks like the trend chart. Remember I was saying you can literally trade stocks on Google Trends. You can just look at Google Trends and see if you should buy or not. Don't believe me? Bring it up and compare it to a chart of the price. First comment on that from You Gotta Be a Freak said Link Sergey and his team are selling 1 million Link per week, and there's a lot more where that came from. I don't know what that means. I don't mean he's saying they're printing a Link a week, or the guy who started it is actually dumping his. I personally have brought this up before. I never, if people are selling, insiders and CEOs are selling some of their stock, people always pitch it as a bad thing. But to me, I look at it people gotta live. If someone went in and dumped 100% of their stock, that's a totally different story. But just getting rid of 1%, who cares? Who's gonna pay for the kids' college? They gotta take profits at some point. Next one we're going to talk about here is ADA Cardano. This is another one that I've just had in the back of my head. I've remembered it. I think the last two have better names. Right? Link, Lite, those are better names than Cardano. Cardano's kind of pretty, right? Kind of neat, kind of cute, Cardano. But it's not as poppy as the other names. But check this out. Check this out on the searches. Starting to get a leg up. In fact, real recently, it's been getting super high up. I like that. And the funny thing to me is this: you got searches on this all over the United States. If you're looking at the other maps, it's usually the coasts, West Coast, East Coast, Texas, that are investing in stuff. But people like this one. Again, we're using retail optics, so I'm not even going to dive in why about the company that could be, but something to keep in mind. Only 16,000 watchers on StockTwits. Just nothing, kind of some chop down 0.1%, message volume 3%. Cardano is poised to make some big moves this year, says Etelu. Do you trust him? But check this out. The highest, to rank number one right now on Google, people are paying $7.66. So this one, have you noticed something? The ones that are starting to go up, like PolkaDot and this one, are paying the highest for the ad space. If you want to follow the money, follow the money. Blah, 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 blah. We've talked about enough. Which one we buy now? Which one should we buy? Let's compare them all on the chart. Just looking at this chart, what does this tell us real quick? Number one, you can see Dogecoin down. Don't want to buy that right now. For many reasons, but this is the red. Come take a look. Got all the rest of them on here. When you're comparing them all, Litecoin, the volume is just way huger than the other ones. See this blue here going up? Zap. A lot of the other ones are going up, but the volume is so tiny compared to Litecoin. And again, you can look at that like, okay, that's good because there's so much volume, but remember, you're paying for it. Remember, PolkaDot is just, nobody knows about PolkaDot yet. And PolkaDot is going up too. More of the geological stuff here, you can take a look. Just based on the StockTwits followers alone, you come take a look at this data over here and try to calculate it out if you want. We're gonna switch over to Monero real quick. This is a currency focusing on privacy and fungibility. Did I lose you already? It lost me, and that's why, again, I decided to use this video for retail eyes. Fungibility. Monero's price was kind of going up. Man, we had like a, 5% angle going up. But then look what happened. It fell off a cliff. See, and I see stuff like this because I've heard of Monero before and XMR, but I know nothing about it. But I look at the chart and I'm like, holy Toledo, that thing just fell off an absolute cliff. And I was asking our crypto coach, I said, yo, why did that fall off a cliff? Like XRP. And he said, that is a privacy coin. It's next to be delisted, XMR and ZEC. What does that mean? Some exchanges delisting privacy coins because they're worried about the SEC filings. The US government offered $650,000 USD reward to anyone who could hack XMR, but no one was able to do it. Okay, so XMR and ZEC are too private for the government. Only others might be sketchy. Yeah. So what am I getting at here? What is he talking about? They're too private? That's why they're getting delisted? They're so private, the government cannot have their hands in it to tax the people and trace it. That's why the government doesn't like these two coins. It's impossible for them to spy into them. This is more of the thumb on your forehead to the citizens, right? It's basically, they're making it so you can't have totally secluded coin pushing. You can't buy something without them knowing. The only way to do that still is cash. Notice how a lot of recent presidents have been talking about getting rid of cash. It's the last way to buy stuff other than silver and gold physical. But just keep that in mind. So with that being said, I don't want to buy any privacy coins, any that are so private that, I mean, I personally like that. I'd rather have it if it's totally private, no one can hack it. Sure, that's great, except for the government is going to delist them and then the stocks are going to go down. So I'm not buying any of them. So don't buy XMR or ZEC. That's my theory on that. Back to Ripple XRP. What's the drama with that? Well, the SEC is suing them, or they're just giving them a spanking because Ripple never filed a registration statement. It never provided investors with the material information that every 100 of other issuers included in the such statements when soliciting public investment. Instead, Ripple created an information vacuum such that Ripple and its two insider, to me, this is just, I don't even care. I mean, this is like, what? What are you talking about? They didn't file a piece of paper, and then I guess one problem too is like the guys who started it have like half the coin, so that's kind of sketchy. Why does all this matter though? Because they're getting pressure from the SEC filing, and places like Coinbase, which is a huge way to buy crypto, they're delisting Ripple. So what's happening? Their stock price is going down. Will these guys end up all right eventually? I think so, but I don't know if the bottom's in yet. We'll bring that up another time. Crypto coach said exactly, it's not even a true conspiracy if you think about it. It's not like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are mined through proof of work. XRP, all of the coins were minted in 2012. And the founders have like 50% of the supply, which they can dump at any time. It's kind of sketchy. And they do from time to time do it to raise capital. So I don't know. That is kind of sketchy. I'm sure they'll figure it out and they'll be back up and they'll rise. But I just have a feeling it's going to keep dipping until they get all that smoothed out. Comparing the rest of them here, just look at XRP though. I want to bring in XRP to this graph and just show you how many people are still searching for XRP. It's still way loved, way more money than most of these other ones we were talking about. But it's getting some negative publicity right now. So it's on its way down. But again, we're not bottom yet. So who do I like the best as far as retail eyes go? I like Mr. and Mrs. PolkaDot the best. I like the name. I think other people like the name PolkaDot, polka dots. I mean, it's funny. It's new. People like what's cool and new. This has both of them. The name's cool. They have like pink in their branding. That's cool. The logo is actually, I think it's good for what it is. It's just starting its legs up though. It's really just starting to get up. It's just getting cool. That's when we like to buy stocks, is not way after they're super cool and everyone knows what they are, but right when they're starting their leg up to get super duper cool. It's still not well known or cool compared to other cryptos. You've seen that. Just look at the StockTwits followers and the searches. It's going up, but the volume compared to a lot of these coins is so low still. It tells me this probably has a long ways to run. I think the price is perfect for retail eyes. It's under 10 bucks. And so the deal with this too is even if it 5x's, even if it goes 5x, 10, if it goes to 50 bucks, I don't think it's too far gone. I don't think it's too far gone for most retail to look at it and be like, that's too much. But if one of these other ones that's $150 a coin already or whatever, if that 5x's, that'll be like $750. They're going to look at it like, dude, I could buy Ethereum for $750. Forget that. I'll buy Ethereum instead. Or they'll say, for that type of price, I'm going to buy Tesla. But 50 is a lot easier to buy and talk people into buying than if it's already at 500, 600. It just is what it is. Then I'm going to talk about Cardano ADA. These last ones, it's just a toss in the bucket, right? If I were to allocate into this, I might go like 50% PolkaDot and then divide the rest of 50% of my money allocated towards this into these next 4. Cardano ADA, it's the cheapest via retail eyes. People look at it, it's like not even a penny yet, buy it. It's not even a penny, it's in the top 10, buy it. Chainlink, it's way cheaper than Litecoin to retail eyes. It's also got a good name. I like Chainlink. People have probably heard about it like me. People have dove into the stuff a couple years ago and they're finally like, okay, I'm going to dive in. Like, yeah, I've heard of Chainlink. I'm just going to buy some of that. I can just see it. It's still cheaper than Litecoin though, but still in the top 10. And then Litecoin, it's super well known and not totally out of reach for some folks that want to hold a whole coin in their hand. So this is that one that's like at like $125 or something like that, 135. Right now, it's not out of most folks to hold in their hand, but again, I don't know if this one will 5x-ish. It might, but I could see the cheaper ones 5xing faster because they look cheaper on paper. When you get into the $500 range, people start thinking about Tesla stock. You know they are. Let's see, do I own one Tesla stock or just one Litecoin? Forget that, I'll buy some Tesla. So how do you buy these? So I've talked about this before, but I did a bunch of research a couple months ago on apps for crypto. And my hardest thing was finding one that had all the coins I wanted to potentially buy. Like I have so many lists of ones when I was going to come and buy these. I've gotten a couple, but I still never totally dove in. But none of the apps had all the ones I wanted to buy, on here, other than this one here. Not only that, they're super low on the fees, if not zero fees. Compared to a lot of ones like Coinbase, their fees and stuff are crazy. Quick, immediate buy and transfers. Dude, I put in money, was it Thursday or something when we started talking about this, or Discord, and it was instant. It's like I can take money from my account, it zips it over to this account, and I was able to I bought more PolkaDot like that. It's like a matter of like 4 minutes. Like, I'm gonna buy some more PolkaDot. Oh, I don't have any more money left in that account. Transfer over my USD from my bank. Boom, 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 boom. It's done. Where else can you transfer money? And that's why crypto is so cool, though. It's instant. As instant as instant's gonna be compared to dealing with the banks. Remember, banks actually take like a week to process. It's a joke. So the reason crypto is actually pretty darn cool. Not only that, I got y'all $25 for free. All you gotta do is when you sign up, you gotta buy $100 at least worth of some sort of coin. Don't just go with what I am saying I like personally. If you like one of these, or maybe your uncle's telling you about this one that he loves, whatever, buy whatever you want. But I'm just saying, if you spend over 100, you get 25 bucks worth with Bitcoin. It's kind of rad. I mean, where else can you put $100 into something and they give you $25 back? That's insane, right? Here's the code here if you want. I'm gonna put it down probably in the comments. I'll put it down there too, but then also have a link. Either one, you can use this at checkout or when you're signing up, I guess. use this code or just click this link and then it'll put you through the whole process. There's no games, by the way. Just $25 for free if you put in 100, buy something. Pretty neat. Anyone else in any of these? Did I confuse everyone? I tried to keep this as beginner as possible. If you have any more questions, put it down in the comments. We got a lot of people helping out. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. Definitely helps out the channel. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, you know this all runs on algorithms like we were talking about. It definitely helps out. We'll see y'all out there. We got more of these Bitcoin and crypto videos to come. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.